So next up, Monster Hunter, starring Milla Jovovich. Did I pronounce that right? Milla Jovovich? It's like when I'm talking about Mila Kunis. I think that's how you pronounce that. I have to sort of say, oh, did you see that film with Mila Kunis? Like, just to cover up the fact that I can't really pronounce it. So this one is based on the popular video game by Capcom. And unlike other military versus monster movies, it doesn't drown itself in subplots. Like, it doesn't pop back to the military's family or pop back again to the suits who actually sent them out to tackle the monsters in the first place. It opens and it just zooms in and focuses purely on the situation. So, you know, it's about this group of these military soldiers, and they travel through this gate that sends them into a parallel world. So they're in the same place, but it's completely different. And they have to face these monsters that are lurking in the sand. If you think Tremors from years ago, those those fucking massive slug things that were hiding under the sand and come whooshing up to just eat everything they can see. Similar to that. So you've got these sandy plains and monsters underneath and military. It's very minimal. And ironically, given how the beasts devour their prey, it's just the bare bones, the skeleton of the film that makes it a winner. And yeah, I have to say the visuals are spectacular. Absolutely, you know, the effort that's gone into the CGI, right down to the fine point of, you know, scales on the skin of the monsters and the massive teeth, horns, eyes. It's just superb. I cannot fault that at all. And Monster Hunter leaves no blood spattered stone unturned as its gigantic beasts rise from the sand. So they literally go whoosh and come plunging down on top of whoever it is they're eating. It's very graphic, but visually amazing. It's excellent. If you're a parent sort of strolling through the lounge and your kid's watching it up on the telly, you'll probably think, watching some shite. But it genuinely is. A lot of work has gone into it. It's great. And I mentioned the younger crowd, so it's probably young and old alike. Whoever is familiar with the console game will probably love it. I noticed when I took my seat in the auditorium and I sat down in the little Starbucks, in comes walking 3 or 4 teenagers, came walking up the stairs, and I looked at them and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. Because believe you me, I've had my share of, when it's a group of teenagers, of being a rowdy audience. So, you know, I've some films I've seen, the kids are sat there with their phones out, torches on the phone, shining it about, shouting, laughing, just having a conversation through the film. It has been absolutely just a hideous experience. This group of teenagers, absolute silence all the way through. They were that transfixed on what was happening up on the big screen, you know, shoving their popcorn in as they're watching. They were absolutely loving it. And yeah, I can honestly say, if you're a fan of that sort of Tomb Raider-y game, where Tomb Raider-y, that's not really a great way to say it, is it really? But yeah, it's that kind of thing. So you've got these sandy plains and the military cross them, you know, there's nothing there. And then suddenly they'll discover this cave that's full of dangers and perils and all other, you know, shite that they have to sort of, obstacles they have to overcome before they can reach their salvation type thing. It's packed full of adventure from beginning to end. It's high octane, adrenaline fueled action, topped with spectacular visuals. It's perfect. So as always, I like to sort of give the positive and the negative. I really can't think of a lot of negative other than it was one of those movies where I sort of exited the auditorium, walked out into the foyer and just, you know, put my jacket on and thought, oh yeah, right, I've just seen an action film. You know, I wasn't, you know, there wasn't anything sort of Oscar worthy, if that makes sense, about it. It didn't grab me and sort of pull me in, however much I appreciated the CGI, etc. it was just, yeah, a decent little film that I saw. It wasn't one that I would rant and rave about, which is incredible because I've hit 5 minutes. So I'm going to end here. Like I say, perfect for young and old alike. Whoever's a fan of adventurous action, video games, and the movies. So yeah,